Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with the lovely Julia.
The lovely but dumb Julia, who should not be allowed to have her phone with the YouTube show going because I've just...
Deleted it?
No, I've muted poor Andrew Norris now.
Oh, no! Andrew Norris.
Well, timed him out. I'm so sorry, Andrew.
Andrew Norris,
He's not
you've
going
been
to see this.
such a bad boy. Why am I
My excuse this time? Bubbles on the phone. Bubble liquid on the phone.
Oh dear, bubbles on the phone. That's no good.
Sack me.
Yes. Not on the phone that you can ring in. Welcome one and all to the 2nd of November 2020. We are here in the studio preparing for our lockdown 2.0. You have become my, what do they call it? Bubble. I'm calling it my bubble babe.
Yeah. That made me chuckle.
Did it? My buxom babe, my body double. No, my big trouble.
Bubble buddy.
Bubble buddy. Yes, you have been well appointed, and my bubble buddy too.
Just put the phone all the way over there.
Yes, don't touch the phone.
Leave it.
Welcome along. Lovely to see you.
Andrew.
Hope you enjoyed the music there. It's all a bit of a joke. Well, it's a jest, jolly jibes.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
He was actually hidden. We need to unhide him.
Who was hidden?
Andrew.
Andrew. Oh, was hidden. Oh,
Yes.
Andrew, you've been hidden. Oh,
I know.
look at the stuff.
I know you can't.
Well, can I unhide him?
Yes, I'm sure you can.
How do I do it?
I
can't see it. I can't see how you do it.
Oh no! I think you have to go into your studio.
Is it my
studio?
Oh, into the studio. I can't go into the studio. Oh, yes, okay. You tell him about your day, or tell him something interesting. Hang on, Andrew. We're going to unhide you from the terrible thing that you've done. She's doing the bubble.
I hang my head in shame, absolute shame.
Right. No, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get to this. No, I don't know how to do this on the fly. Wait a minute.
So my day was lovely.
Settings. I've got to go into settings. Yeah, go on.
Albeit evidently klutzy.
Right, community.
Joseph and I went for a nice little ride in a certain lovely van.
Yes.
And we went for a lovely little walk. We ended up following a stream, and it got a little bit treacherous, but it was fun.
He should be free. He should be freed. I should have let you out, Andrew Norris.
Andrew,
you should be freed.
I'm not worthy.
Dear. Unless that was one of those accounts.
So embarrassing.
Unless
so
that's
sorry.
one of those accounts where we've had doubles. If you go in there, I see there's a fake Linda Kane and a fake Lara Sargent and fake
we
other
had
guys.
trolls.
We had a few trolls
a while back.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So if you're still there, Andrew, please post. Yes, we can see you.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Andrew. I'm so sorry. I'm not worthy.
Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh,
Can
never
you
mind.
ever forgive me? It was bubble liquid on the phone.
Bubble liquid on the phone.
I banned myself from using it.
We do have videos in today's show. You'll be very pleased to know that. 3 of our favourite people have managed to produce some exciting stuff. And I'm sure there'll be more in the weeks ahead. What excuse have you got? Because you're going to be in lockdown, just as we're going to be in lockdown. And I wanted to know, I don't want to get onto all the government thing. We did that discussion the other day. But I'd like to ask the question, what are you going to do? Now that we know what lockdown is all about, it's sit in front of your fire, keep nice and warm and watch the Vobes. Clearly. But I can't produce enough content to keep you going for 24 hours.
No.
7 days a week. I'll do my best. I'm thinking of doing Vobes shows every day.
You do your darndest.
I
You do
do my darndest.
You do.
I'm thinking of doing some live cooking shows in the kitchen with the Essie, with the additional cameras and our special, mixing thing that we all saved up for and haven't used.
Oh, you doodah.
Yeah, my magic doodah. So I want to do darings in there. But I'm interested, in the meantime, what are you guys going to do with yourselves during lockdown? I mean, gardening, everybody did last year.
Earlier this year. But it's rather inclement weather now, isn't it?
It's very inclement. I've just got to change my glasses when no one's
Do
looking.
I think that means what I think it means? Or did I just use a word incorrectly?
What, inclement?
Yes.
Yeah, this means it's wet and raining.
Good, that is what I thought it meant.
Did you think it meant something different?
No, I suddenly panicked and doubted myself.
Have you got any bubble mixture on the phone?
On the phone?
Yeah, to see who else we can hide and ban and upset. Any interesting comments arising from...
Yes, Linda Kane is not fake today.
Oh, thank goodness. Linda Kane is on the ball. She sent me a very nice email about Tickner Edwards and a silent star.
Oh.
And I can't divulge that. You'll have to wait for the next live reading of Lift Luck Along the Southern Roads, which we do at 4 o'clock. If you've got a bit bored, I will still be doing my readings every day, 4 o'clock. And once we're through that, we need to choose another book. That's on the Bald Explorer channel.
Yeah, well, I like all your choices so far. There was one or two that started out...
Started
at
out
least
good.
one
Yeah, there
started
was
out
one,
really well, and then it just...
farming in a Kentish farm or whatever it was, by the author of Tarka the Otter. Anyway, what else have we got on there?
Elaine says sorry she's late. Evening to us both. Evening.
Good evening. Oh,
Josephine Suter says, "Where's the real Linda?"
Where is the real Linda? She's probably sitting at home smoking her pipe. I've been round to Linda's house, and she actually has a big long grizzly beard and a big pipe. I better not say that because Linda will take massive offence to it. She's such a lovely lady.
She is.
She is a lady. I take it all back. I'm sorry.
She definitely doesn't.
She doesn't have a grizzly beard and smokes a pipe. I mean,
I just don't know what to say to when you say some of these things.
How could you say that when she's got these wonderful dreadlocks? Anyway, Kerry Baldwin says, I'm going to research the mobility of my family tree. What a good idea. What do you mean, the mobility of your family?
Morbidity.
Oh, morbidity.
And Linda Kane also says, won't be doing much different than the first time, and she intends to get something done that she had on the list, i.e. sorting her old family photos. I love looking at old family photos and things.
Yes.
Mine and other people's.
Yes. That's the thing. Have you made a list of the things that you are going to do? Are you somebody who works off a list? It'd be interesting to know if you can do that. I once had a list. It went like this. And I used to walk on the list all the time like that. But I've righted myself now.
Yeah, you managed to remove the mime ramp.
Yes, little mime pole that held me up. It's an outrage. What is Laura Riddle saying? My children will be at school and will be sorting out lots of paperwork.
Good time
I wonder
to do
if
it.
the dump will be open, because last time the dump, the amenities tip was shut.
I could do with them being open. I've got lots to sort.
I think people, instead of doing their gardens, doing the outside of their house, perhaps a lot of people will be spending time throwing out the stuff they don't want. Like, the odd child or granddaughter or something. Maybe not.
Andrew, sorry?
Yeah, no, go.
Andrew Murphy says, I have the week off next week, so maybe be able to do a moment of Murphy or two. Yay!
Yes, do a moment or two Murphys, which would be absolutely fantastic. What do you mean you've got the week off? Hang on a minute. We're going into furlough. Everybody's got the week off, have they? Although, of course, they're... Did that just go in my tea?
Maybe.
I've got a bubble in my tea.
It does have a bubble shape on the top.
Oh.
Oops.
Anyway, yes, not everybody's going to be on holiday, of course. I'm sure that the police will be very busy doing a bit of practice, getting ready to knock on your door on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day or Boxing Day to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we could play a game.
I misunderstood Nigel Sadler's comment for a second. Then he says, sorry, no dumps, also I gather.
No dumps. Oh, dear. What will we do? And everyone's done a run on toilet paper as well. What a shame. But anyway, there we go.
I wonder if skips will still be able to function.
Skip
companies.
Well, you could probably hire a skip. If you hire a skip before the lockdown, then they usually leave them there about 4 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
And then you fill them up.
True.
Your neighbour fills them up. The road down the lane fills them up. The next town comes along and fly tips a little bit in there. I went past a huge fly tip the other day and they were buzzing about all over the place. It was dreadful.
And what was their tip?
It was a big load of cow dung.
Oh.
You know what they like.
I thought it was going to be don't step in the middle of our group here, because... Anyway. Yeah.
No.
That was bad.
Wasn't that? Kate Evans. Sorry.
Oh, some bad news from Kate Evans.
Oh, I'll let you
Says,
read the bad news out.
Hi, today I went up to my animals and a fox was stuck in a chicken coop and killed my chickens, and I have to let the fox out. He was so scared. I bet he was. It's such a a tricky thing with foxes, isn't it? I mean, they're beautiful animals, and they are only doing what they do naturally, but it is heartbreaking when things like that happen. Sorry to hear that, Kate.
Yes, the annoying thing about foxes really is that they kill for the fun of it, and they don't eat what they kill.
It's more about an overdrive in their instinct. They just get so excited, and they are cheeky chappies, and you know. And unfortunately, domestic.
They're cheeky chappies.
They are cheeky chappies, you know. They're little sounds when they are excited. Have you ever watched a video on YouTube? Any videos on YouTube?
I've watched that Disney one as Robin Hood.
No, not that one.
Oh no, not
anyone
that one.
but that one.
Anyone but that
but
one.
Real foxes.
Yes. Oh, sorry,
you know,
real foxes.
Semi-domesticated foxes.
Yes.
As such. That's so cute.
Semi-domesticated.
Yes, when they've been rescued and they can't be rehabilitated into the wild.
Yes.
And they've got large enclosures and things like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's lovely. Anyway,
well,
we digress.
Sorry to hear about that, Kate. That does sound awful.
Yes.
But thank you for sharing it with us.
Poor chickens.
Poor chickens. But I guess at least you'll be eating well over the next 4 weeks. So that's that. Stephen Field says, poor Boris. Poor old Boris. Yes, poor Boris.
Poor Boris.
I don't quite. Who's Boris? Linda Kane says, yes, that's what I'm thinking, Ron Langley, but watch this space in a month's time. Andrew Murphy, on the other hand, says Hampshire have confirmed that their recycling centres will be open.
That's good news for Hampshire peoples.
Yes, if all the people in Hampshire get recycled, I wonder what they come back as.
Rick M says, we had people in masks at the door on Halloween. Track or tracing?
Track or trace. That's very good. I like that. Track or trace, mate. Here's a tracksuit. You could trace where it came from. I think it was Adidas. Dawn Coping, Richard, love your Halloween story. Thank you very much. Yes, every word of it true, of course. According to Philip Mercer. Where is the book? It's up there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Josephine Suter, I've bought a teeth whitening kit to do on my day off.
Oh, what about on your day on then? What colour is it then? Talking of Josephine Suter...
we were talking about you today because we went past...
You went past your lovely shop.
Is it MJ Suter's?
Yes, we saw it. And there was this lovely chap in there hacking up some dead foxes and chickens.
I always forget which one it is you work in.
In Pulborough. We were in Pulborough.
Is that one? Is it?
I'm convinced it's in Pulborough.
We need to know which days you work.
Yeah, when do you work? Because we were going to pop in, but we just saw this lovely, old, traditional-looking butcher who may be related to you. He sort of looked like you. And we thought, if Josephine's in there, we'll go in and buy some squassages.
It is the Pulborough one, she says, yes. Stupidly, I'd left my purse at home anyway.
Yes, and
I couldn't have bought anything.
My purse never comes out. So that's it.
Oh, so cute.
The book, Philip Mercer's Tales of Old Sussex, does have a cover of invisibility, as
your heart out at Harry Potter.
Says. Yes, absolutely. And Stephen Field says, when are you going to play the video? Which video?
Have you done the little video thingy yet?
What video?
The little video box. Have you opened the video box yet?
No, I haven't. Not yet. No. Are you, Stephen Field? Are you eager for it? Are you eager for the video?
It sounds like it.
It sounds like. Who would like a video? Okay, so I'm going to give you in the video box. They're in order of 1, 2, 3, and we're going to give you a couple of minutes to put a number down. 1, 2, 3. Anybody who puts 4 would be banned. Will actually be part of the band.
Well, you might be banned by accident.
Yeah, you'll have to play a squeeze box in the background. So if you put a number down, we'll make a decision. Yes, says Stephen Field. I'm eager to see it. Right, okay. So we want a number, please. Oh, number 7. Yeah, thank you, Michael White.
Band.
7. Band. Wait a minute. Although you could say it's 7.
I just had a band.
It's 3 plus.
Linda Kane says 2.
2. Right. Okay, that's number 2.
Audrey Forbes Hamilton says 2, Elaine Whitelock and Stephen Field say 1, and Andrew Norris says 2, Kerry Baldwin says 2, Floating Our Boat says 3, please.
3, please. Look, Floating Our Boat gave us a very nice please. Nobody else just like 2. Oh, my lips are stuck.
We have another vote for 3.
Number 3.
A couple more 1s.
Yeah. Okay. Look at that. You see, they're so obedient, aren't they? They really have nothing else in their life other than Floating Our Boat. So polite. So very polite. Yes. 3. Oh, now, so here we go. Look. Do by dozen 3. Now, can we
just
add
count them up?
I think we ought to do 7.
Stephen Field has it put twice in there.
Oh, Stephen Field is so cheeky. He's so cheeky, so desperate. I want a video. I must have a video. I must have my video fix.
Laura Riddle says 2.5.
2.5. Oh, that's a good one. So what have we got most
Ed
of?
Loud, ever the rebel.
Yes.
I refuse to give a number. I am non-conformist.
I am not a number. I should play the prisoner at this point.
Andrew Norris. Golden Throat is super polite with 2 pretty please.
Oh, 2 pretty.
But where's the cherry on top?
So what have we got? I've got a lot of number 1s. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've seen about 5 2s, 6 2s, and on the screen as we look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1s. Oh, it's even Stevens, and not very many 3s. Got a few 3s. 3.5. Right, okay. We could make this up because they can't see the screen. Oh, can they see the screen? They can see all
they'll
that.
be able
Yes,
to
they
read
better
the
work it out and
screen.
tell us if
Yes.
we're actually making this up. Okay, well, that's no good, is it? Right, let's go into the
not gonna use
video
my
box. What did you say? Go up a
I was
bit?
going to say scroll up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that was scratch.
Scratch,
1, 2,
scratch.
3, 4.
Yeah, zip, nip, cozy.
Scroll down. Please.
Orders, yeah, scrolling down.
6.
Stop mucking about. Stop mucking about. I must have my film.
That's 7 2s.
7 2s. Right. Number 2 it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's number 2. Back
Thanks for the cherry, Andrew.
I wonder if you'll be able to guess who it is. Here he comes.
Because this is probably one of my favourite places in the cathedral, this.
Mine too.
I love this. Look at that staircase. That is absolutely wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at that. Worn through the ages of footsteps through time.
There's a sort of a legend that the steps are worn, and what do you do if you have a worn step? You take it up and turn it over, and the tale is told that they took one up to turn it over, and the other side was worn already.
Good gracious.
The steps didn't originally go all the way up through the doorway there, because the steps were there to gain access to the chapter house, which is not open to us at the moment.
It's up there on the right.
Up there on the right. Wells is unique in that it's the only cathedral in England where the chapter house is not on the ground floor. And the strong room was built on the ground floor. The chapter house built on top, finished in 1306, and it served as both boardroom for the cathedral and also as a court, because the king was interested in treason, not much else, so the church was de facto lawmaker and lawkeeper. So to the left of the handrail here, which is later, you can see there are benches, and miscreants and witnesses would be sat there and called in by the doorkeeper to be seated in the middle of the chapter house and their case to be heard and judgment to be passed. And the steps through the doorway there are later. They are Beckington again. Beckington was responsible, so when's he, 1400s? He's responsible for all the fortified entrances to the cathedral, because relations between the public and the clergy weren't always
As good as they could be, no.
So he built those. The penniless porch were built for the beggars and still used by them. Brown's Gate, the other side of the green, and the Chain Gate, which is a technical term for this bridge that goes over the Old Wells Road.
We have one of those in Glastonbury, a chain gate.
There's some interesting figures. There's a figure on the right, which I'm very fond of.
This one.
He's apparently in clerical robes, but he's slaying a dragon. He's got this shovel or sword or something down the throat of the dragon. You can't really see past him, actually. If I step back and you step over to the left, you just see his hand on the bottom of the...
Oh yeah.
And I like to think of this as a mason saying, well, we vanquished the dragon of the bad ground, and now I'm holding up the cathedral.
This bit was a bit that fascinated my mum. She sings in a choir.
You ever gets the chance to come and sing here?
She has been here, she loved this.
Well, I sing in the auxiliary choir here. Half of us should be singing again at half term.
Oh, good.
Yes, this is for the new choir seating.
I love these high back chairs, aren't they glorious?
Yes, they're 1970s, I think.
In a funny way, they remind me of Macintosh.
Well, local carpenter and local wood, I believe. And the design is deliberately chosen to echo the scissor arches. The choir is almost a church within a church. And in fact, construction of the cathedral began at the east end, and the original east end of the cathedral was at this pillar here and its partner across the way. They built the east end and then they built in a westerly direction and then came back and extended, rebuilt the east end, and at the time they took the opportunity to rebuild it and in line with then current fashions, a small number of ribs, and they're all functional, they're holding up the roof. Whereas in here, we've gone to what's called decorated Gothic or Middle Gothic, and you can see that there are horizontal viernes, as they're called, and these are purely decorative. They don't do anything structural, so it's a more decorated style. The structural parts, the ribs, still there.
Everything else is decorative.
Yeah, but there's some decoration being put in as well.
Very gracious. That's an amazing stained glass window.
Well, the stained glass window is one of the other great glories of Wells. It's the Jesse window, or the golden window, 1347, if my memory serves me correctly, and it's French, and it's a depiction of the family tree of Christ. The whole window was taken out and stored during World War II, put back, and about 6 or 7 years ago the Friends paid for it to be conserved, every piece taken down and lovingly cleaned with cotton wool buds and distilled water.
Gracious.
And it's now got a thermal shield on the outside, room left for air to circulate.
Yeah.
And that was done by Holywell Glass in Wells. The architecture here is quite interesting because it was remodelled in the 1300s, and then the Victorians had to go because there were wooden galleries surrounding the choir, and this is where the vicars would have sung their services. This would have been rather like a private chapel for the dean and chapter and the bishop. This is a cathedral, that's to say it hosts a cathedra, the bishop's throne, and that's down there. And it's made from Bath stone, which would have had to come further than the gilting stone and therefore would have been more expensive.
Of course.
And the dean in the 20th century thought that the Victorian stonework, this is all Victorian, and opinions vary, but the Victorians were quite good at getting hold of a good thing and overdoing it well and truly.
Oh, yes.
One of my visitors suggested it was wedding cake stone. The choir stalls as such are original, and even song in there is a very moving experience, whatever your spiritual beliefs are.
Wonderful stuff. How about that? There we go. That was Glastonbury Gabriel and his presentation continuing of Wells Cathedral, and it looked absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. I can tell you, Stephen Field was leaping up and down, jumping over hurdles. He was a very happy boy.
Jumping over the pews.
Over the pews.
Or hurdling over them.
Question I wanted to ask was why you didn't go in to have a look at the bishop's seat or his throne. You were hovering by that doorway. I must have missed if you said you couldn't go in there, but lovely, lovely. And of course, those stairs were very similar to the ones at Vobes Towers.
Yes.
All worn out and easily trippable on. Now, it's National Sausage Week this week, and the lovely Julia and I were just having a quiet conflab just now. And Josephine Souter, we want to pitch you an idea for this week. What are you doing tomorrow? Can we come down to your shop with a camera and interview about what your butchery is? And
if you're there tomorrow, and
if you're there tomorrow,
can afford 20 minutes,
and if you're not there tomorrow, get down there tomorrow. And we'd like to talk about the National Sausage thing and use that as a hook to promote your wonderful butchery. And maybe we could buy some sausages as well. And then later in the week, we could cook them live on the show. How about that? It's an idea, isn't it? What do you think? Let us know. In the meantime...
Curiously, have you ever had venison?
No, I haven't. I don't like the idea of it personally.
No,
what is it? Deer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's deer in both means.
It's interesting to try it one day though, if I don't turn vegetarian.
Yes, but Josephine says in their shop they have venison and red wine, pork and sage, traditional lamb and mint. And I quite fancy the pork and sage personally. But what would be your favourite sausage? Be interested to know. You can, of course, give us a tinkle on 0793 474 6790 and tell us about your favourite sausages. Watch out for Josephine's reply. if she's still there and not run off scared.
Linda
stiff.
Kane says, Josephine, go on. He wants some free sausages.
No, I'll pay for the sausages. Don't mind that, but I want a free interview.
Yes.
Which would be great. We'll come down to your shop if you're around tomorrow. It'd be great because there's going to be shutdown soon, so we want to get in before of that. So let us know. Any other interesting comments?
Darren Howell has venison steaks in the freezer.
Oh, venison steaks in the freezer. Venison steaks in the freezer.
Andrew Norris says, remember that dog on That's Life who could pronounce sausages. Who couldn't pronounce it. Yeah.
Yes.
Funny.
Linda McCartney's veggie sausages, probably not such a good thing. They were
Wild
horrible.
boar sausages, that sounds interesting,
Yes.
says Philip Hammond.
Wild boar. Where'd you get your wild boar from?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
But there are some wild boar in the UK now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think they're protected species, aren't they?
Yes. True.
So they'd have to be farmed, and then they wouldn't
Suppose
be
you'd
wild.
have to
wild.
import it. Well, I mean, if you have a reserve,
Then
you'd have to, keep their number down because they don't have any natural predators anyway.
do they not? Would it have been
Not here.
wolves? Would it have been wolves? Were their natural predators?
Wolves and bears, I suppose.
Glastonbury Gabriel says the place I took you to breakfast does alpaca burger.
Wow.
Yes, it packs that burger very well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd feel about trying that. I tell you, have you tried any kind of odd, not odd, but
Well, I've had
non-average.
human sausages. They're quite tasty.
That doesn't sound
Cannibal
so,
sausages. Sorry, no, it was a can of sausages. I beg your pardon. Yeah, can of sausages.
Polite.
Not cannibal sausages. Wild boar comes from Europe normally. Oh, does it? There we are. That would explain it.
because they have vast foresty
We have wild
places
boar
where they live.
roaming around here, says Andrew Norris.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I mean, obviously they can be a bit scary with their tusks and stuff and their attitudes, but
When they eat you, it's not so pleasant.
yeah,
Nigel Sadler says venison should not be expensive, as deer are deer are some common. I gather we mostly export them, and they have a big cull, don't they? In the autumn, where they cull. Certainly at Parham House, or Parham as they prefer to call it. That Parham, they cull a lot of them, and I don't know what they do with them then. Do they just bury them, or do they turn them into squassages? And that's only up the road from Josephine Suter's place, who has yet to answer our question. Josephine, don't hide behind the sofa thinking this is an early episode of Doctor Who. Answer the question.
Floating Our Boat says, in Dartmoor you can get Dartmoor pony sausages. That can't be true, surely, because I thought Dartmoor ponies were not on the endangered or anything, but
Dartmoor
they're
pony
not common.
sausages. Do you get 180 to a pack?
I'm probably wrong, I usually am.
Wild
is
boar here
weird.
are now causing problems in some areas. Oh, especially the ones dressed up as policemen, stopping the cars unnecessarily and saying, please breathe into this, you hog.
The problems I've heard about the wild boar is basically members of the public just not knowing how to
Handle them.
how to face them.
Parham, there's Josephine Suter. Why aren't you answering the question, Josephine Suter? Can we come tomorrow?
Oh, she's so elusive, isn't she?
She's too elusive. Parham has fallow deer. Oh, is that no good? Is the fallow deer... They're fallow, are they? Is that no good? Don't know anything about it, you see. That's what we would be asking you on our very intelligent question about the National Sausage Week at your shop, if you let us come. Why won't you let us come? Why won't you let us come? We must.
Apparently, venison sausages from the Knepp Farm shop are delicious and relatively cheap, says Mike Dixon.
Oh, Mike Dixon and Bella.
And Bella!
You'll frighten her away, says Strong Lady.
You have.
You wait till I get hold of you,
She's
blooming
gonna avoid
Josephine
your question.
Suter. I'll have you. Floating Our Boat says it's true they can be culled in some areas. Yes.
Oh, what, the boars?
The boars or the deer?
The boars or the Dartmoor ponies or the deer? Yeah,
Exactly.
probably the deer or the boar.
Michael White says the culled deer in Bushy Park end up on the royal table, piled high, I should imagine. It's interesting. Anyway, it's very interesting.
Bless you, Linda Kane. Go on, Josephine. No, don't bite. I promise, she says.
We don't bite. Goodness gracious. Herb
Not unless you ask
sausages,
nicely.
says Dawn Coping. Herb sausages. they go a bit like this. If you get them on a bit of vinyl, they go da da dum da da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum.
Did you say what your favourite sausage was? You did. You made a joke about it.
Yes, I make a joke about it.
And it distracted me from answering the question for myself.
What was the question?
Apple.
Oh, apple crumble.
Pork.
Oh, I like
apple and pork.
crumble.
Apple crumble. That's nice. Yes, you distracted me with the apple crumble. Yeah, pork and apple.
Wait
sausages.
till I've whited my teeth first, says Joseph.
Oh, she needs a day off to do that.
You need
Oh,
to-
but
What do you mean you need
lockdown
to-
and but.
Yeah, would there be no other choice? They can't come Wednesday, but Tuesday's tomorrow, and we won't show you teeth. You can answer like this. Yes, we have sausages. Lots of plenty of sausages and all. Like, we dump our sausages on. Actually, try saying sausages without opening your mouth.
Sausages.
No, that's good. Without showing your teeth.
Sausages. No, you can't.
Sausages.
Of course you can't.
Sausages. I like sausages. Sausages. Have you got a sausage maker? That's what I want.
Sausages.
How do you make your sausages? And do you use cat gut like they used to in the old days, or some other gut? Was it pig's internal
No,
intent?
they don't.
Do they not?
It's synthetic
Is it?
material. they
Oh,
use for
it's
that now.
pathetic now. is it?
Synthetic.
Oh, synthetic. Yes, synthetic, pathetic sausages.
Josephine has answered the question. Woohoo!
What's the question?
Woohoo!
No, I'm not in tomorrow, but I am in on Wednesday and Thursday. Well, Thursday's no good. Thursday's lockdown. We'll all be locked down. We can't go out, can we? Oh, wait a minute. We can. You're my bosom buddy. Not my bosom buddy. What is it? You're my bubble buddy. Whatever the blooming thing is. You're my buddy. And we can turn up in the van, a commercial van, ladies and gentlemen. No one's going to stop a commercial van going about their natural business.
Josephine says we're open through COVID, and yes, we do, and yes, we do.
Thursday, then. We'll come in on... What are you doing Thursday, Daddy? We're going to Josephine Suter's shop.
Yeah, looks like it. The only thing is, I mean, I'm just thinking PR because you tend to get more flack
What?
if you do interviews and stuff during lockdowns.
Well, we'll just tell people that we did it before lockdown. That's what we'll say. Have you noticed the BBC do that? They do that all the time. I'm sure they went out, they'll go out and say something about what's just happened. So there'll be a terrible accident. A train has just collided with 400 other people or whatever, and millions are dead. And they'll send a reporter that minute in the middle of lockdown. But they'll go, and this interview was recorded before lockdown. And people go, oh, that's lucky. It must have been a different train crash or unique occurrence that's happened. But luckily, the BBC, we've sent our reporters before lockdown. Or the other thing they say is when they're talking to someone, they have a whole load of kids and, in a crowd of people going, yeah, we're protesting, yeah, all this. And they'll say, and this was all recorded at social distance. You listen to them on Radio 4. It's like they have to it's radio. We're not even thinking that, because you could have a microphone on one side of the world and the microphone on the other side of the world. No one's thinking, oh, are they right on top of each other? Of course. No, these were recorded. What is it? Respecting social distance. What a load of old baloney.
Andrew Norris says cat gut for lute string, intestines for sausages.
Ah, intestines, yes, not cat gut. That's right, intestines.
Ed Loud says, I heard the BBC are filming Friday's news already.
Yes, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they've already made it all up. When I used to do extra work, we used to do that. We used to get a call. Elliot agency would Marcel Elliot, my agent, would, Richard, are you free on Thursday? We're doing a news item for the weekend. So we'd go out and we'd have to stand and make it somewhere because they've got a fake number 10. There's a studio with a fake number 10, and they just dress up as an MP and you pass by and they'll have, something going on. And they often do all of this nonsense. It's all made, everything is made up. None of it's true.
Michael White says, tell them you're there for the funeral of the sausages.
Yes, that was my pig. And I'm saying goodbye to my pig, and now it's turned into pig fingers.
Leonard Smith says, since when did negative PR ever mean anything?
Yes, that's right.
I know, but it's just a...
No, it'll be good. Negative PR gets us on the headline of the news.
Yeah, it's just irritating.
And we'll just be respecting a social... We recorded it last year anyway. Didn't we, Josephine? Before you had a chance to have your teeth white. Are you whitening your teeth tomorrow then?
What's Linda getting at there?
Where?
She says, surely you're working and you can furlough Julia. Trying to get rid of me.
Surely you're working and you can furlough Julia. What do you think I am, made of money? Phew. Dear, oh dear.
Can you?
Yeah, but you'll be there to do the... Julia's there to do the official tasting of the sausage to make sure it's actually sausage flesh and not cat flesh, because you have cats. You know what cats taste like. Tastes like chocolate, never tasted before. Only the crumbliest
Tomorrow.
cat.
Tomorrow's the 5th anniversary of my cat's passing.
Oh, I'm sorry
That's
about
okay.
that.
Oh no, well, I'm not triggered or anything, but it's just it's just
fake...
funny that you mentioned eating cat
Yes.
at this point.
The allotment channel with Sean James Cameron says, hope the teeth won't be too bright for Richard's camera. Yes, I don't want glare on the lens, and also it'll make mine. So tell me, Josephine Suter, I'm just curious now, how do you go about whitening your teeth? Is it a substance from an animal that you extract whilst you're hacking them up? And do you rub that? Is it sort of like the bladder of a elephant or something, or a tusk? You get tusks in Tuscany, apparently. Do you rub it on your teeth? And what is it? And also, it's time for another video.
Yes.
What was one of the other numbers we had, lovely Julia?
I'd guess I think 3 was the next.
3, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder who this could be. And Bella.
Hello, Vobesters. It's Mike Dixon and Bella. And today we're out. We've been to National Trust property at Petworth House. And we've just stopped at Stopham, a place to stop. I thought I'd just share with you this very, very beautiful view of the old Packhorse Bridge, which I know Richard's been down here and filmed. I thought I'd just share some of these autumn colours. You can see why Bella loves this area to look at. Very beautiful. Yeah, we had a lovely got tickets and admission to Petworth House, and had a look around. Mainly the art gallery area is open, and then we're in a minute going to go and see if we can get some grub in the White Hart Inn and see if young Bella is allowed into the pub. Hopefully she will be. But it's nice. That's the new road bridge up there in the distance. And then you've got the old, as I say, the old Packhorse Bridge. And just down here, that's quite funny, right next to us is a gnome, which is quite fun. But yeah, we had a lovely day at Petworth House, having a walk around, which is pretty good because my foot is on the mend. I fractured my foot about 6 weeks ago on holiday in the Isle of Wight, but it's now thankfully on the mend. It's, yeah, very lovely down here. Stopham. Anyway, thought I'd just share it with you. And now I'll pass you back to Richard, and we're going to try and see if we can get into the pub for a meal and a drink. Take care. Bye.
Well, we've been to that pub, haven't we, Julia?
Yeah, I like that pub. Been to it twice.
We have been to it twice, and both times it was delicious. Mm-hmm. Not the pub, the food inside. They had some Josephine Suter sausages, I believe. Sausages coated in hydrogen peroxide, which is always a good coating for sausages. Maybe not. We want to know, Mike, if you did get in to have food, and was Bella allowed in? And what did you think? Do let us know. In the meantime... hydrogen peroxide, Linda Kane says, is that what you stick on your teeth to make them white?
Possibly, it's what you use on your hair.
It's bleach, isn't it? That's a form
not
of...
you.
No, I don't really have any hair. I bleached mine all off many years ago, luckily. A great place for a bit of magnet fishing, says...
Oh.
Yes.
Good idea.
Do you get many magnets there?
Linda Kane says, a distant relative of hers was once the landlord of that pub.
Mm.
What is it, the Swan?
The White Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Got there in
swan.
the end.
The swan at the White Hart, it is.
That gnome looked menacing, said David Mills.
Oh, he is actually the car park inspector. He didn't have his flat cap with him, but yeah, he's the job's worth there. He says, right, I see, sir. So you want to park your car here, do you, whilst you go and eat and leave me out in the cold? I see how it is, sir. Not inviting me in. So I don't know if, has we seen Mike Dixon and Bella out there in the Vobosphere? We want to know.
I have.
We
Yeah,
want to
I'm sure
know
we
if you went and had a meal. A meal?
have. A meal.
Did you have eel? They do good eel as a meal at the White Hart.
Mike Stevens says, looks like a lovely bridge. The new one looks horrible.
Oh,
It is a lovely
It
bridge.
is a lovely bridge.
We've done
yeah.
a couple. Well, you've done a video there.
Yes.
And I've filmed with you there when we were doing gallery videos.
Oh, the old gallery. Happy days they were. They were the days when I enjoyed getting up in the morning and doing things. And now my life is just a turmoil. Having to work with you and talk to these people and have this thing in front of me and wear glasses.
What thing? This one thing.
No,
Josephine Suter says it's whitening. It's a whitening kit called Beverly Hills Formula. It's a home bleach kit.
Oh, home bleach.
Did I smash your face a bit hard?
Yeah, no, it's all right. I've got another one. Apparently I'm two-faced, so that's all right.
I'll get the other one then.
see that?
Well, that
Look.
was quick for me.
See that? Where is it? There it is.
There.
Yeah, that was Julia taking the axe to my head when we went to Axminster.
I said, "Don't call me lovely, Julia."
True. Every word of it.
No, it was that lovely van of yours.
Oh,
beat you up.
yes. Van Dyke. Josephine says it's a whitening kit. You've just read that.
I
just
did.
read all
I've
that.
just read all that. The allotment channel with Sean James Cameron says,
Yes.
haven't seen Jeff for a while. Hope he's okay. We saw him. Wasn't he around? Was he around earlier for the reading, or was he around yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, Saturday.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen Jeff for a while. Hope he's all right.
Didn't he comment on Saturday's impromptu
He might have done.
show?
Yes, I think yes. I can't. To be honest with you,
Sure he did.
Don't ask. Don't
He
pin
called
it on me.
in.
He called. No, that was on an ordinary show.
Yes. That was on
that's-
Friday's show then.
Yes. Anyway, it's
Doesn't matter.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we haven't seen him today, and we want to know that he's all right. I know he's probably driving like nobody's business. He was going
Well, he
back
was-
for Christmas, wasn't he?
He was at home for a week or something, wasn't he? I can't remember. My memory's not
If you're
very
there,
great.
Jeff, let us know. That would be good. Teeth can be sensitive for a while.
From the bleach.
From the bleach. Why would you want to... I never quite understood this, because I understand that teeth are naturally yellow, and it's only us that want to make them white for reasons that we can't possibly explain now, because we have a phone call. Hello to the caller calling in on the Vobes Show.
Hello, it's Mike Dixon and Bella.
Oh, here we
Hey,
go. He's
hello,
going to get
Mike.
the answer to the big number one question. Did you go into the White Hart? Not the White Hart. What was it called? Yeah, it was the White
White
Hart.
Yeah, the White Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made us very welcome, and I popped in and after making that little video, and they said yes, definitely.
Ah.
And we got a lovely table right next to the window overlooking the river.
Yeah, there.
Wow.
We may well have sat on that very table. Well,
Yep.
on the chairs
Wow.
at least.
Yeah, yeah.
But Bella was all right, was she?
Yeah, and actually she was a bit. When I was a bit, they were halfway through our meal. The waitress was taking some plates back to the kitchen and walking past us, and I could see this big pile of like gammon on the plate. Anyway, so I said to her, "Excuse me, are you throwing that that scraps of meat away?" And she said, "Yes." So I said, "Is it all right if I give them to my dog?" So she said it was all right. So I grabbed this pile of meat.
And you ate it yourself?
And Bella thought it was Christmas come early. She thought it was. She couldn't believe it. She wouldn't actually. I put it on the carpet, and she wouldn't actually eat it. You know, she really wanted definite permission. You know, I had to release it. You know, and let's say yes, you can eat it.
Gosh. You put it on the carpet, though. That was it wasn't covered in gravy or anything, then?
No. It was just the bits. Anyway, I had, believe it or not, he said
Venison.
one of their dishes was pheasant.
Oh, pheasant.
Wrapped in bacon with black pudding, a mashed potato, and some weird and wonderful veg.
Wow. What was it like?
It was I thought I'd go for it, something different. Normally go for the old fish and chips,
Yeah.
Same. Anyway, it came and absolutely delicious.
Oh.
Good.
We've had very successful meals. Well, on the 2 occasions we went there, we've had very successful meals. I
Yeah,
can't
they
remember.
are very accommodating, aren't they? Very
Yeah.
hospitable.
Hospitable. Yeah.
Hospitable.
Certainly recommend it.
A question from me though,
yeah.
Mike. I don't suppose you recall if there was a lurcher type dog in that first room as you come in.
No, I didn't know.
I'm pretty
It-
sure the fact that
Is
the
it?
2 times I've been in there was.
And
How
what,
was
it's
it?
like the owner's dog?
Well, no, I think
Oh,
it's just
right.
a regular.
Oh, a regular. Ah,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, there was a few regulars down, because it's mainly, I think it's one of these pubs that now survives on food, but there
Yeah.
were a few kind of farmy folk with their wellies on and all that kind of stuff, because it's a bit like most of these rural areas, it's now very affluent people, but it was nice to see a few ordinary kind of working class kind of agricultural people in there,
Absolutely. And of course, that's the sort of pub that it would have been for
Yeah.
originally. Although I guess back in the day of the horse and carriages, they could have, when the pack horse bridge would have been packed with horses. Yeah. It's a lovely bridge. Thank you for showing us that.
Yeah.
No, I personally think that's one of the best. I think it's possibly one of the oldest pack horse bridges in the country.
It may well
Yeah,
be
I mean, Sussex
13th
anyway,
century,
you know.
I think. Something
Yeah.
like 13th. What are you looking at?
The calendar.
Oh, yeah, we need to change to somebody.
Sorry, I am slightly distracted reading the
Ju-
comments.
Julia's distracted. She can't concentrate for more than 1 second.
Yeah. No, and we went up to Petworth House and got in.
Yes,
lovely.
yes, that was interesting. And do you know if they're going to be? I presume they're closed down now, will they, for the furlough thing?
I would have thought so. I think there are still tickets available for their, up till Thursday. So my friend Andrew and I, we're going off to Churchill's property.
Chartwell.
On Wednesday. Chartwell. Yeah, I've been there many times. You been there?
No, I haven't. I would like to go there, but I think I should take advantage of these tickets. Well, not at the moment now, because you get a better view of these things. Because ordinarily, out of COVID times, they're always busy, and you've got kids running about saying, "Put that light out!" Don't you know? There's a moron, and all of that. But
It was
yeah,
stunningly beautiful up there with the autumn trees and everything and the leaves and everything.
do they? Is there some of his brickwork? Because Churchill loved bricklaying.
Did he?
Yeah, no, that is true. I know I say a lot of rubbish, but he was an enthusiastic bricklayer, and he would sit there. There's pictures. If you do a search of Churchill, I'll do a search here and share it with everybody because people won't believe me. But he was. I think it took his mind off the pressures of the war at the time.
Yeah. And the whole of his art, because when you go to Chartwell, his art, his easel and everything, And I think you need to relax. I think if you're in that massive position, especially during wartime, you need to find a way to switch off a bit, don't you?
You certainly do. Right. Okay. I found some pictures here. There's a good one of him. You can see this is him. Hang on.
Can I just say, Days of You're not invisible. We are seeing you.
Ah, yes. We're definitely seeing him. Yeah. I mean, I want to find a big one.
Graham Cass says Churchill was a painter also, even built his pond.
Did he?
And apparently he built one of the walls in the garden.
Wow. I never knew that.
So when you're in that's why I was just curious to know if they, when you're allowed to go around the garden and see some of his bricklaying. I mean, it is an unusual thing, but
Wow.
it makes somebody like him more human in a way.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
we venerate him, apart from the people who want to pull his statue down. But, he was a national hero, and he saved us from a lot of issues.
Absolutely.
And he was a bricklayer, and that should make every white van man proud.
Wow, yeah.
Makes
Well,
this
I went
van man
up
proud.
to the Tate Modern in London. I was up there one year and they had that brick exhibition. And all it was literally a pile of bricks. And apparently valued at £300,000 or something.
Yeah, someone should tell them that you can get a juicing lot at Juicing or at Wicks. They'll sell you some bricks.
I could actually appreciate that it did have something artistic about it. You know, it was
Like
a pile
what?
of bricks.
Yeah.
God knows what, but I could actually see that there was something artistic. You know. Yeah, anyway, weird and wonderful.
It is weird and wonderful. Well, thank you.
I'll have a look for that when we're up at Chartwell on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'll have a look.
do. Take a picture.
Things you learn on the Vobes Show.
Oh,
Eh?
I know, it's full of useless rubbish. But if you do, take a picture with you next to it, or do a video of you looking at his bricklaying. That would be so hilarious.
Linda Kane says Chartwell is well worth a visit. Interesting. Lovely dining room, as far as I remember. And she also says he also built a Wendy house in the corner of the walled garden.
There we are. Look for the Wendy house.
And Kerry Baldwin likes his summer house full of his paintings.
There you go.
There you go.
So, more than just a war leader.
Yeah. Well, I think you need that. You've got to find some way to relax.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've worked in mental health for 40 odd years. You know, I'm now retired, but it's essential for people, to find other things to do, to enjoy, hobbies, interests, things like that.
Well, I think there'll be plenty of new artwork in the next 4 weeks. If too many people are laid off, you'll be able to find the foundations of houses, piles of bricks, I believe they're called, all over the streets, deserted by those artists who normally are there putting up buildings.
Talking about artistic skills, when are we going to hear Julia sing? She was singing on the back of the boat in the canal.
Yes, and it beautiful it
we
was.
didn't actually hear it, but that could be a good. That could make a good film.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to get a bit more of your singing, are we?
Maybe not. Oh, maybe if
During
don't know.
lockdown,
There
you've
was
got nothing else to do but practice your flute playing.
There was a viewer who was who contacted me at least once or twice about. Oh, actually, Lee Lawson also had asked me if I wanted to go along to a singing group.
Yeah.
Kind of folky, old songs.
Old Sussex songs
Yes.
that they sang in the days of yore.
I think that would make a lovely video.
Yeah, a couple of times I went to the a folk club over in Stenning. They were very good. There's a lot of history in the folk songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I think they've been meeting in a tithe barn. Or was it? I can't remember which tithe barn. But yeah, beautiful.
It is a very old. I've got who is it? I've got a book by a chap who did a bit of singing. So I couldn't remember who it was, and it doesn't really matter. Brilliant stuff, Mike. Do report back from Chartwell. That would be fascinating.
Yeah, well, I'll do a little video for you.
Lovely.
great.
I'll do a little video.
Thank you so much.
But it's essential to get out and about and enjoy life, isn't it? In all this chaos at the moment,
And
I find it beneficial. I'm watching your videos,
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I think beneficial to get out if you can, particularly during these enforced restrictions, because you at least feel that you've got some agency.
Oh, absolutely. I must say, taking Bella out twice a day has kept me sane, the last 7 or 8 months, I must say,
Just avoid the Isle of Wight, because clearly that has something to do with your ankle. It didn't like you. But I'm so pleased that you're getting better.
Yeah, thank God. I took it easy for that first 3 weeks. I hired one of these electric scooters, get around the park and go around testing at the supermarket,
Yeah, we love that. And I'm looking forward to, because you've teamed up now with Roger Bannister, haven't you? And you're going to do the 4-minute mile for us.
Yeah. Well, I'm up and about again, but I tell you, it makes you appreciate our health.
Yes.
It's a bit like you losing your eye.
Yes.
It makes you.
Don't know where I put
it's
it.
not until I injured my foot, and you think, crikey, how easy it is.
Absolutely. I mean, you only have to do your back, pull a muscle so easy, and suddenly you think, golly, for the grace of God, everything is working. Well, look after yourself, and thanks for
Long
calling
may
in.
it continue.
Indeed.
Before you go, Mike Stevens says Peter Bellamy sang lots of folk songs with words composed by Rudyard Kipling. Yes, and I can think of one that I'm sure Mike Dixon you'd like as well. You've probably heard of it. It's Oak, Ash and Thorn.
Oh, yeah, you sing that one, don't you?
I butcher it. Yes, I love it.
Well, we're
Yeah, a lot of folk music is very important. There's a lot of English history in folk music, and often they said things which were maybe, controversial to their masters or the king or the crown, whatever,
When they could get away with it in song.
Yeah, speaking of, there's a bit in that Rudyard Kipling song I was just talking about, or the lyrics taken from Rudyard Kipling, and Peter Bellamy composed music too. But yeah, where he's the lyrics sing about bringing the or welcoming the summer in, you know, i.e. they're fornicating in the woods, and don't tell the priest because he'll think it a sin and all that. Just, yeah, you couldn't.
You couldn't get away with that in ordinary language, but
it was like the penny
whistle.
Yeah, not the penny whistle.
Penny farthing.
No, the Victorian
Penny.
comic strip type thing.
Oh, the penny black.
Yes, it's like the penny black of the day. I suppose.
There you go. Anyway,
Excellent.
look after yourself, and we'll catch up with you soon, young man.
Okay.
Keep smiling.
Thanks for ringing.
And
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The wonderful Mike Dixon there, and Bella, who was yapping away in the background. It's always good to hear young Bella. So, I still prefer white rocks in the woods, says Linda Kane. Your white rocks in the woods. I don't know what she means by that. Bob Copper, yes, Bob Copper, that was the word, Linda Kane. That's the book, and he did some singing. It was a singing, I forget what he did for a living now, but I've got a book by him anyway. Somebody sent it to me. And he also followed in the footsteps of the guy who lived in the windmill that was on the telly, but not the bloke who was on the telly.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this one quite a lot.
Yeah, but I can't remember his name now. Is it famous? Yeah, no, not him.
No, okay.
But well, his program, that was Jacob's Creek or something.
Oh, yes.
But it was the house before that was owned by not Rudyard Kipling, but the other one who wrote the Four Long Men or something. The four men in a boat. No, that's Jerome K. Jerome. Somebody will come up with it. Oak, Ash and Thorn is also a brilliant book. It certainly is. It is here. If anybody wants it, it's Oak, Ash and Thorn by Peter Fiennes, and it's a brilliant book.
Leonard Smith says Penny Dreadfuls, and that is exactly what I meant.
Yes, Penny Dreadfuls, not the penny farthing.
No, or the Penny Black.
Oh, the penny black
What
was
was
a
the Penny
stamp.
Black?
Yeah,
Yes, that's it.
Penny black was a stamp. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm glad someone knows what I mean.
Yeah, no, not Windy Miller. Hare Belloc. Thank you very much, Kerry Baldwin. Hare Belloc. He wrote The Four Men or something. And Pete, what's his name? Copper, Bob Copper, was it? Whatever his name was.
It's disappeared now.
He followed in the footsteps of the men in the Sign of Four with Sherlock Holmes, and they went on to the Baskerville Moors, and Moriarty was eating cheese and sausages at the Suter Butchers.
Linda Kane says...
Help me, I'm going mad.
Linda says Copper family famous in Sussex for generations of singers, based in Rottingdean, still singing.
The Copper family are famous for singers. Did they do the Laughing Policeman? Anyway, I think we should play in... No, he
Another
didn't.
video?
Another video, yes,
Yay.
indeedy. And this is a nice video from Richard McGowan. And it stars, I believe, their grandson.
Ooh.
Have a look. Always nice to end with a shaggy cap, I think. Brilliant stuff.
Was it Adorable Adventure?
It was Adorable. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Richard and Anis, for sending that in. And did I get it right? Was your grandson or your granddaughter? I know you sent me an email, actually, and I'm now getting a bit confused.
It can be hard to tell when the kids are all bundled up in the cold weather.
But it was lovely. How charming is that? How charming to see, somebody going for a bike ride for the early times, first or last times. You could see the shadow of somebody there mysteriously trying to kidnap the kid. But
Dean
other
and
than
Fiona
that-
Cooper are watching, apparently. I was just saying to myself the other day that I haven't seen them crop up for a while. So
How-
lovely to see you guys again.
How are you doing, Dean and Fiona? I hope you're doing
Hope you're all right.
well. Oh yes, and I meant to say Marriott Genealogy was also quick on the mark with Hair Belloc. So thank you for that. Very good.
Yes, grandson, says Rick M.
Oh, grandson, yeah. I was convinced it
Breathe,
was.
relax.
Breathe. Haven't put my foot in it too many times in tonight's show. I mean, when I get up to 10, there a bell rings, a hook comes out, and I'm taken
Get dragged off. Yeah, the shepherd's hook.
to the crook. Yes,
Crook.
a crook to the. It's a lovely video. Thank you very much. That's all our videos for tonight. Now,
Oh no! What are we going to do?
now that you're in lockdown, of course, we would like to get some original people sent. No, well, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Different people to send in their videos for the very first time. But you'll have more time on your hands. Look at that. Look at all that time just sitting there.
That's a filthy amount of time.
That's it. That one, I'll wash it later. So do send in those videos, and if you don't forget to send them in, if you can, landscape if you do them on your phone as opposed to portrait, and in the description send them via wetransfer.com. It's all in there to my email address, which is also down there, richard@vobes.com. I often drop Belloc, says Michael White. It can be painful when you do that, especially if you accidentally step on it. And Dan Ludlow, lovely to see you there, Dan. Amazing that Tots today will grow up with sharp HD videos, better
Or better.
from day one. And we have 8mm cinema film, cinefilm, and video cameras that were heavy and low def. What will we have when the Tot gets to 65?
So funny.
You're quite right. I mean, I've got some VHS of my kids. It's so fuzzy now, and you just think, oh, if only it was digitized, and if only it was in HD.
Yeah, I was just thinking about some of the family videos that my dad, because he's a videographer, that he took when we were living in Saudi Arabia back in the 80s.
And
He's
your dad's
massive.
digitised it all now, hasn't he? And you've got it
Yeah.
on a server at home that you can just conjure it up on your telly.
No, not quite, but my dad does keep putting them up on YouTube, and he adds a lot of the ones from the school that we went to, Medical City School. Their Facebook page, and it was from there that I saw one recently of a sports day from, I think it was 1983 or something like that, and just he pans across the scene, and there's like half a dozen other parents with these massive things
Great
and all
big
these
cameras.
big cords and belts with all these other accoutrements. It was just, I'd forgotten all that.
Yeah. I know, it is amazing that there we were all with this massive, great cameras, almost the size of production
Yeah, not to
cameras
mention
on
the
television.
haircuts and the shorts and oh my gosh.
Yes, maybe it's stuff you want to forget, really. Haircuts that you used to have. But, we grow through it. I'm sure people... I mean, it does seem strange that people will look back at these times and think, why did they lock themselves up during... No, I mean, how did they... You think that we all dress quite nicely now, but in 20 years' time, will we look back and think, oh, look at the way they dress?
Oh, scruffy, weren't we?
And it's hard to believe that. And I'm sure in the 70s and the 80s, with the big hair and the flares and all of those things, people just thought, but this is cool, this is okay. No one's going to look back and think this is ridiculous. And here we are looking back going, oh my God, really? Did I wear that? Luckily, I was a square and I never used to wear any of that nonsense.
It's kind of funny though, because in kind of this day and age, there's almost, there can be a kind of a timeless look. I mean, you can film on any like high street normally out of pandemic times, and you'd see, I don't know, someone like me dressed in these like flared jeans and these polo tops and stuff, and
Is that
looking a
because
bit 70s, and you can have someone else who's looking a bit 80s, and you can have someone else who's, who does the whole 50s.
so is there a 2020 look?
No, but that's the thing. But you can still back, say in 10, 20 years' time, you can look back and go, oh yeah, although she's dressed in 50s outfit or whatever,
It's got.
I'm pretty sure that that's 2020.
Is it? I mean, when we look back at the 50s, they had the teddy boys and the mods and the rockers, and then you had the 60s with the mini skirts, and the blokes looked great in those mini skirts showing off their legs, and the maxi, whatever they were, maxi dresses or whatever. And the bob haircuts and those, and then the 70s with their flares and bell
Massive
bottoms,
flares and high.
and the 80s
waists
with the
and-
big hair and all of that. But have we now lost the inventiveness of coming up with a complete, and instead of just going, well, we amalgamate a little bit of everything, have we not got a look that says that's the new modern look?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because I think we've been through so many different styles and things. I mean, styles keep coming back round as well.
Yes, but in
although
the
some people would
as
argue
I
that.
just said, all those were new, weren't they? But people weren't wearing flares, and they didn't have the big hair in that way. And
Yeah, but in some ways,
and the 20s had that sort of, But why now can we not invent something that people go, yes, that's the new, maybe it's the big, what? 5 years ago, everybody started growing beards.
Yeah, it's
The
all about
women-
fads now, though, isn't it? I mean, the fashion is just too fast. Fashion's too fast for anything to really take a hold for more than a season, isn't it?
That's very true. It's all relative, and it's all got its own value, says Days of Yore. Super 8 is okay. Like Super 8, I grew up with Super 8. Robert Croser says, my mum threw the Super 8s out of holidays when we were young. Never forgiven her.
No.
Oh, why would you do that? Nigel Sedler says, back in the day when professional cameras were twice as much and the size as the average house. That's very true. I remember coveting a Betacam camera that was about £40,000, which would now be in old def and look crap. Haircuts sounds a bit German, says Days of Yore. Yes, jawohl, haircut. Andrew Morris says, you can get it transferred. I can be transferred, but I'd rather not. And Rick M says, it's ironic that video editing suites and photo editors have effects to make your HD look like old film. That is true. I rarely do that unless it is specifically in something that is supposed to be old film looking. But some people just, in a lot of modern stuff, they'll make it jitter and they'll have a little burn through or all of this. And actually the technology is so good that pretty much never happens now.
Dave Ford says the one thing that sticks out when you look at films of life in the 60s and 70s is how thin everyone was.
Ah, yes. And how fat
Was it
we
all
all are
was it
now.
all sex, drugs and rock and roll?
Well, people just didn't eat as much. They didn't have as much money, and they probably didn't have as much time to sort of eat those things. And our diet now is full of rubbish.
Yeah.
I mean, more so during the war. I mean, it's fascinating when you see the old 1940s films and you see people whose heads look out of proportion to their bodies. And that's only because we're used to seeing people with very tiny heads on very large bodies. It's quite strange. It's like, when you see a child of about 5, their head looks much bigger and out of proportion with the rest of their body. You can look at almost any photo and date it to the decade, says Dan Ludlow. I think that's very true.
It is very true. And someone else said about styles being reinvented and stuff, and that's it. Each decade, kind of, the styles may have been done before and come back, but there's subtle differences that mark it and stamp it as that decade.
But you had such a stark from the 50s to the 90s. You had stark. You could definitely go, that decade is this, that decade is that, and that. But we've lost it now.
Yeah, I do actually really think it's because of the speed of fashion now. The inflation rates and things like that, and sped up fashion
and I suppose
churn it out
social
quickly.
media must also
exactly. I
have
was going to say the internet as well is going to
not only speed it up, but like with music and like with people who are famous, not necessarily film stars, but in the old days, everybody knew who Michael Caine was, or Dirk Bogart, or Kirk Douglas. They were famous. But now, because we all watch things in much smaller quantity, because the quantity of stuff is so big, that some people can be just interested in certain YouTube people, and I'm not talking about myself or anything like that, but you know, you talk to a younger group and they'll have million followers, and they'll be, I can't think of them because I don't watch them, but you know, a spotty youth with all the stuff that just does something from his bedroom. I remember this being a thing, and people would know who he is, but another section of the public wouldn't. Whereas pretty much everybody knew who Clint Eastwood was, because films were watched by loads of millions all around the world, whereas I don't think that's the case anymore. And so therefore fashion used to be set by a small number of people and go across. But now you've got the Kardashians doing a picture here and somebody else doing a picture. And so instead of everybody going, oh, I want to look like this one, they're influenced by a lot more. So perhaps fashion is not as the one, you know, that one look, the miniskirt look or the bob of the 60s is not as picked up in the same way as it used to be. Does that make sense? Did I just talk rubbish? Probably.
Mike Stevens says, Sean Connery, R.I.P. Yeah, I was very saddened to hear about Sean Connery's passing. Was that yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Were you aware?
Yeah, and it came up on the thing.
Yeah.
I was rather hoping that it was... what's the name of the organisation with the cat? I don't know. Why is it when I'm doing it live I can't remember?
Michael White says...
You know, what was the name of the...
is that Dr. No?
Smirk. What was the... I thought he would... Somebody will tell me. You know, the nasty people in James Bond. That's what I was trying to get to. We'll wait now for someone to say it. The Donald Pleasance was my favourite of those with the cat. Donald Pleasance was a brilliant... Spectre. Was it Spectre? I thought it was Smurfnoff. Oh, no, that's vodka, isn't it? Spectre. Yeah, Spectre. Cat Rescue. No, it wasn't Cat Rescue. Cat Rescue. Catnip. We have come for you, Mr. Bond. You only live twice, Mr. Bond. Died happily in his peace. There we are. Wow, Dean, you were a heavy baby.
Yeah.
9 stone.
Because he was saying he was born in the 70s. What did he say?
Smirsh.
And he hasn't changed his weight in decades.
For MASH, get Smirsh. Blowfield. Yes, Blowfield. He was, yes, absolutely. He was, Donald Pleasance was my favourite one in that. He'd been in The Great Escape and had found that pin so easily, had he not? Oh, look, there's a pin just there. Oh! Do you remember that in The Great Escape when whoever it was stuck their leg out and tripped him up? Donald, please take me with you. Please take me with you. Oh, look, there's a pin over there. I've seen trying to prove that his eyesight was only wasted.
Dan Ludlow says, you have failed me again, Agent 9.
Dum 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 dum. Dee 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 dee. Spectre, Dr. No. Yeah, no, not Doctor. Who was? Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter.
I thought it was Dr. No.
It could have been Dr. No.
I'm not a massive...
He's dead now, anyway.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see.
Mish Money Penny.
Yes, there we go. Do that again.
Mish Money Penny.
There we are. See, she does a good Doctor. Genuine Felix Leiter. Yes.
James Bond. No, I don't.
Yeah, that was very... thank you for giving us 10 minutes of high-end quality
Genuine
content
Felix
for that.
Leiter?
Yeah, Felix Leiter was the CIA agent in James Bond.
Oh.
And it was, you know, Smirsh. He was bumped into Felix Leiter in the most unusual places. And wasn't one of the Felix Leiters played by the Jack Lord from Hawaii 5-0? Wasn't that what he was? He was one of them, wasn't he? He was one of them. Not one of them, but one of them. One of them, you know what I mean.
Well, you'll upset people again.
I know I'm going to upset the world. I upset everybody. Oh my goodness. Dear Google, which villain stroked a cat? Da 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 da.
I can smell gas.
Oh,
okay, I see.
Yes, it would. What you've got me there? Jack Lord. Many of Blofeld's represented the stock character, the criminal mastermind, stroking of his white cat. Often, yes. Who was the other one? The slightly overweight guy, who he was very good in his younger days as a sort of a dashing evil. Great Escape, brilliant movie. Donald, James Garner, Steve McQueen, Richard Attenborough. Yeah, and they all got shot. Book him, Dano. They all got shot at the end, which was a bit of a thing. But not all of them.
Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
Book him, Dano. Yes, there we go. That was a great series. Jack Lord. I always remember that. Oh, you got me going.
That's a lot of bums.
Billy Bunter. No, it wasn't Billy Bunter. Do you remember Billy Bunter? Hawaii 3.5. Didn't they come back with a modern version of Hawaii 5.0? Didn't they do it? And I can't. Why do they try and update these things?
I don't know, but speaking of Billy Bunter,
yeah,
we haven't seen. Hello, everyone.
Oh, is it Peter Lowry? Or are you out there, Peter Lowry? Hello, everyone. I got a lovely book. David Hedison played Felix Leiter. Did he? But I thought Jack Lord. Didn't Jack Lord? I should go to my grave now, not knowing. In one of the films.
Apparently there is an article on Google called 13 Evil Villains Who Own Cats. Says Sean James Cameron.
Yes. Laser. www. Shh.
Oh, look, I'm Pippi Longstockings.
They were the days, Richard, says Ron Langley. They were. Yes, so how are we doing for time? We're close running to out of time.
Oh, good. Love you guys, but I'm getting tired.
Are you getting tired?
I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. I didn't get much sleep.
Did you not? I'm so soggy about that.
4 solid hours and then 5
the Champions.
disrupted.
Oh, yes, I remember the Champions. I know his brother, Zippo Leiter. Oh, Felix Leiter. Yeah, Zippo.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about like Zippo's Circus then.
They update the classic series because Hollywood have run out of ideas. Yes, that's true. And all of them have run out of ideas. We've had all these superheroes, and then, whatever it is, it's like Superhero 1, Superhero 2, Superhero 3. Blofeld was named after Henry Blofeld, the cricket commentator, a friend of Ian Fleming. Where are you going? Oh, yes, it's time to do the... Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do the Vobes... What's it called? Dictionary? Calendar, yes, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think we need to get to it.
Hang on, wait. Show them the picture beforehand. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the deadly duo from October.
The Mark English, along with the Vobie One Eye Kenobi.
Yes.
Yeah. You all know.
And the first James Bond was David Niven in Casino Royale. That's right, they did do a version of it, and it was a comedy with Peter Sellers and the Jewish guy who was always like a nervous wreck, whatever his name was. Brooke Bond. Is the canal boat moored outside? We have a lot of rain, says Dean Cooper. The coracle, I can come and rescue you in my coracle. Even I can't remember who it is, says Nigel Sadler. What do you mean you can't remember?
Can I look after your coracle?
Oh my God, this is an awkward moment, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not awkward at all. Don't be silly. But before we move on to that, the coracle, can I borrow it? Can it live in my garden for the winter?
Why, have you got rain?
No, yeah, well, my road floods.
Oh yes, it does flood. Yes, indeed. But I have got the coracle under wraps, quite literally under wraps.
Yeah. I've been studying how you did the whole figure of 8.
Charles Gray. That was the word. That was the name I was looking for. Thank you very much, Charles Gray. Yes, Charles Gray was a great actor. Loved him. Before that was Bob Holness. Yes, Bob Holness is amazing. He did play James Bond on the radio, didn't he? Boris should have a white cat when he does his speeches. Yeah. You will stay indoors. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the
one, the only, the very much missed and very much loved Kevin Hall, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin Hall, yes. Whatever happened to Kevin Hall?
They were only just mentioning in a chat just earlier on in this show.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they were missing him.
Immortalised, ladies and gentlemen, in a picture.
Ta-da!
But he sadly is not watching anymore.
No, he's...
Not sure why. Well, I do know why, but anyway, that's not really for broadcast. Herbert Lom was another. Herbert Lom
You
was...
upset him with a COVID chat.
Herbert Lom, he was the Pink Panther, wasn't he? He was in the Pink Panther as Inspector... What was his character? What was the character name? Herbert Lom. Clouseau was Clouseau, and...
Morse?
His eye was... Oh, it was great.
Gadget? Just thinking of any inspectors.
Herbert Lom. Boom, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-bum. No, that's not how it goes. Yeah, that's not the tune. Da-dum, ba-ba-da-da-dum. No, I'm thinking of James Bond then.
Marriott Genealogy says Ian Fleming initially did not like Sean Connery.
Can we buy the 2021 calendar? Yes, you can. Stick Julia's face on top of him. There we are. That's what we'll do. Have you fallen out with Kevin? I haven't, but I think he's fallen out with me.
He's taken a step back because he's been struggling with the these times.
Dreyfus.
We've all coped with it in different ways.
Inspector Dreyfus. Yes, Inspector Dreyfus. The Maltese Falcon, wasn't that the Piers Brosnan? Wasn't he in that? Charles Gray played the British agent. You only live twice.
Dan Ludlow says 007 is the number of the bus from Victoria to Dover. Ian Fleming used it and got off at Bridge.
Isn't it amazing what people do when they were writing their stories? The communal garden things that now have such a more powerful meaning. Nobody remembers that bus as, you catch the 007 to wherever it was in Dover. And there was this bloke eyeing me with a golden gun, a girl covered in gold, and he had a cat, and he was blowing all over a field. I just don't know what it means.
Dean Cooper says Zorin had the airship with Grace Jones. 007 was Roger Moore.
Zorin? I don't know what Zorin was. Was Zorin one of the evil ones? Patrick McGowan was offered the role as Bond before Connery. Is that right? I think that is true, and I'm so pleased he wasn't Bond, the first Bond. I think Patrick McGowan was very good in things like The Prisoner and Danger Man, and in the Columbo episode as the murderer. Just one more thing.
Judith says the 007 bus goes past my house.
Does it? Oh. Does it when you get on, does it go down, down, and if you're late, does the driver go down, down,
Intriguing.
Through the rush hour? That would be hilarious. It would be so good. Somebody in Dover should film that bus and put the Bond theme to it. And have people running after the bus trying to get on, and then somebody just kicking them and punching them, and they're
doing
all dressed
parkour to leap onto it.
Exactly, and they'll all be dressed in boiler suits of the same colour with some fake logo on it.
And then there'd be laser guns, boom, 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 missing. Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah, but that's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
All the machine guns, and they just jump over here and jump over here. And
Dan Ludlow says Moneypenny is a small holding near Rye off the Camber Road.
Is it?
Apparently. Everything that everyone's saying, I mean, I'm quite gullible sometimes. You could all be feeding me a crock of... But then again, that'd be no different to usual, wouldn't it?
No, that's true. I feed you a crop of whatever it is. Dreyfus, says Robert Crowe, says sort of 8 minutes out of tune with us. What is the matter with you? Did he sort of like living in a parallel...
Calm down. Yeah, I mean, it's weird how...
Leo McKern was great in Rumpole of the Bailey. Let me just say that.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
That was great. That was a funny... that's funny. I see 007 bus around Worthing. Ba-dum, ba-dum. It gets about, doesn't he? Damn! You'd need one of those skid pads. Skid... What do they call them? Skid... when they do the bus training and they see them do the skidding. What do they call it? A skid pad?
I don't know.
Sean James Cramer says Oxford Street Christmas lights are switched on tonight. Don't know who's going to do it. Maybe Boris will. Maybe hold the two terminals.
Yeah.
Does Worthing have Christmas lights? Richard should switch them on.
Well done. You're the first person to say that this year.
Yeah, maybe. Does your dog bite? Oh, one of the funniest comedy sketches ever filmed. Very funny. Mike Dixon. Yes, the Return of the Pink. I think it was the Return, was it, or the Revenge of the Pink Panther? And
Ping Panther.
The Pink Panther. Does your
Skid Pan.
Does your dog bite? No. Oh! I thought you said your dog does not bite. That's not my dog. Oh, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. And if it's not, I want you to write it down on the back of a £50 note and send it to me.
Skid Pan.
Skid Pan. Oh, Skid Pan. Yes, I've got a pair of those. I wear them every night.
No, that's Skid Pants.
Oh, soggy skid pants. I wear them every night
that's
before
enough.
I go to bed.
Oh, my brain's too imaginative.
Oh, your brain's too much.
Too imaginative for that. Not imaginative. You know, when you picture things.
He
too
played
easily.
number 2 on The Prisoner, Leo McKern. Oh, yes, did he play a number 2? They had a load of guest number 2. Or is it? Yes, number 2s, didn't they? They had a whole load of guest number 2s. Leo McKern was a great actor.
Number 2's in your Skid Pan.
In this Skid Pan. I thought Leo McKern was great. Did you ever get Chocolate Richard? Oh yes, I did. Christopher Walken. He was he's interesting. I mean, not as good as who's the other one? Who's the actor that I absolutely adore?
Not Christopher Walken, is it?
Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to work out why Robert Croser said that apropos of nothing.
Christopher Walken was one of the meanies in
Right.
Doctor. He's behind the scenes.
That makes
He's
sense.
like 8 minutes out of date. Patrick McGowan was offered, yes. See, look, he's answering the questions. Remember the 2 Ronnies sketch, was it? Whether you answer the question 2 minutes before it's been asked? I think
Yes.
that's what Robert Croser's doing.
Well, that is an unfortunate side effect of people having different.
It's because he lives up north. The signal
Connections.
takes so long to get there that can happen to him. We have actually run out of time, ladies and gentlemen. It is-
Boo! Boo!
And just for you, we're just going to play you one of our favourite songs. Oh, hang on. There it is. Just for you. And I don't know if your son is watching.
Oh, I don't know if either of them
if
are.
your son-
I haven't seen Elijah pop up and
No?
say hello. If
No.
he is, then usually Joe.
Here is
too.
a little bit of fun for you.
I've got to do the Jojo dance.
Little Jojo does this wacky dance. You probably get an echo now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he does this little fast funny bit on that bit. Anyway, it's so cute. He loves this tune.
Anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. Thank you so much for watching and being part of the show. Thanks to Judith, who's been checking and making sure everybody is behaving themselves down there near Dover with the 007 whizzing by every hour. And thank you for the videos. It's very kind of you to Richard McGowan and Mike Dixon and Bella, and of course Glastonbury Gabriel for his wonderful video of Wells Cathedral. Thanks, Julia, for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me on.
That's a pleasure. And
on.
thank you for coming by. And so Thursday, Josephine Suter will be coming down to see you.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Send me a message on Book of Faces, because I don't think I have your email address or anything.
No.
So we'll do that. Toodle Pip, Matt Doe, nice to see you. Dow and David Mills, great show. Nighty Night, all the allotment channel. Thank you very much. If we didn't read out any of your comments,
No, we're sorry about that. We don't always see them.
yeah, Leonard Smith, nice to see you. Richard, Julia, rather, you have an overactive imagination. Patrick McGowan, blah blah blah, and give a good sigh for poor old Robert Croser, who will still be watching this show whilst we will have finished. You would have gone home and be tucked up in bed. I will be snoozing inside the shed in my van. And Robert Croser will still be watching the show because he is about 20 hours behind us.
Michael White says, "Sweet dreams are made of these." No, he doesn't. He just says, "Sweet dreams, everybody."
Yes.
There you had a taste of my terrible voice.
And on that terrible voice...
Robert Croser says, "Good night, 10 minutes late." Ha 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 ha.
Oh, he's just playing...
Good night.
He's just playing a
10 minutes
game.
late.
That's what he was. People do that. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Thanks very much. And we'll see you again after... Oh, by the way, after official lockdown, the show will be on every day. I don't know about weekends, Might not be on at weekends.
I might not be able to monitor all of them.
No, of
Because
course not.
it
You'll
got
be-
quite.
no.
It got quite a
No,
difficult
don't worry
thing.
about that. Don't. just,
Yeah, but we all appreciate all your effort and to
No, you
entertain us.
No, you don't.
Yes, we
Don't
do.
appreciate any of it. You just hate me.
Yeah, we hate your guts.
Oh, that's what
Get
I
off
thought.
there.
Yes, okay. Bye. There we are. I managed to get our thumbnail for tonight's show. Tatty bye!
Bye.